Okay, welcome everyone to our fourth podcast series. We're gonna take it slow a little bit, but also it's a fun one we're having today. Our guests, it's my pleasure to speak to this group of young artists heading over to the old side, I think, but with more years, I think. It's my pleasure to now speak to. We're gonna take a musical turn in our PC podcast series. Our PC podcast series is all about anything and everything under the sun. I have the pleasure of introducing my guests today. My guests are Jnr Veganuts. First disclaimer, I'm a fan of their music, number one, but I will be very impartial in this conversation, not. Okay, so we have our guys here. We have Emmanuel here. Emmanuel, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Emmanuel, aka Ninjagan.
And I'm Jnr Vigi. Yeah.
And I'm Reg G.
Welcome, guys. We're having this podcast today with this group of artists who are very talented, I would like to say, and very popular, mind you. Some of the most popular songs you would know is, one of them would be Jnr Vigi, and the other one would be Lavan. Yeah. Claiming to be a fan. And then Pono Ripa, which is my, hit now. So let's talk about Jnr Veganuts. But I think the main question is, and I think everyone wonders, because prior to Jnr Veganuts coming into the scene, of course we had Veganuts as well. Huh? Yeah. So I assume they are senior Veganuts. Yeah. So just tell us about that story. How did you get the name? You would have chosen any other name, but you chose that name. What is the connection?
Okay, so Veganuts were actually related to Veganuts, namely Eriko Paku and Ravu Paku, two brothers. Mm-hmm. So this one, Adrian, he decided at an early age, to record in the studio. So I'm going to record now. Like the only name they gave it, he had no artist name that time. Mm-hmm. So the only name they gave to him was Jnr Vigi, Veganuts. Jnr Veganuts. So it just stuck, I would say.
Wow.
Yeah, but over the years, we wanted us to be a more different band than them. Mm-hmm. So we removed the nuts.
Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot. You removed the nuts. Obviously, you would have removed the nuts.
Just Jnr Vigi.
Just Jnr Vigi. Yes. Okay. So Jnr Vigi. And yeah, you speak about that experience because it seems that because all this time, some of us assume that Emmanuel is the guy who sort of started this thing. But this is like a first, I think, for everyone to know that Adrian was the one who actually started. Yes. Yeah. So Adrian, would you just, how did that come about? Were you just sitting like the sauté mobs on the side and they had you singing to yourself and told you, get into the studio?
Even sauté mobs and the producer and calling me Nash, come na record 1+1. So I went and I did gospel songs. I think 3 or 2 songs. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Paul go viral now. Then this fellow came along.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. Interesting. So Rex, where do you come into the mix? Huh? Just your story and how you all got together.
Yeah, I stepped in when our brother Amini, he started working, so he couldn't have time to come round one tell brothers now. So me step in just cover up. But now time to time we must say me up around one time all brothers Jnr Vigi same time
senior Vigi. Yes. Wow, so you're the glue between the Vigis and not the nuts. Okay. Nice one. I think let's talk about your style of music, because Manuel said that you wanted to sound different than the seniors. So, and I noticed that also apart from that, obviously you both play a lead vocal sort of. Kind of tag along. Emmanuel has like a high pitch to everything, but you have the more stronger, powerful voice. I noticed. So, how does that gel well in within your singing? Yeah.
One of them. Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Keep going.
So like most people, most of the times they mistake me for a girl when they hear my voice.
Manuela. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why like when my brother and I we sing in the studio, like we complement each other well. And then like you said, he has a more powerful, strong vocal, and then I have the soft type of tone to go with it. Over the years, our music has evolved really well, I could say. Jnr being the producer, the main guy behind our music. We've learned to adapt to the trends, like over the years, like what's new to the to the social media. That's the inspiration he gets. Like he doesn't only stick to one type of music, but he moves from genre to genre. So you could say in the beginning we had this like local taste to our music, local flavor. And then nowadays I'll let him explain what he does behind the music.
Yeah, behind the music, because I think if I could just cut in here, a lot of people don't understand the work that comes out.
True.
It's not just singing, it's producing too.
True.
Yeah.
Just like in a video, you have all the videos that you can put in, but someone edits it too. And I think the same principle applies to
music.
what's that whole process, and how long can it take just to create one Jnr Vigi song?
I think favorite song me been producing, and I think it's AVV because we were one plan night. We first up Tumblr house na mane na application uklo write him song next up. Then I came along, and then he told me to produce that song. But the whole song was we had to like put him on idea bloom plug inside. Me took him out of Sinsin, out of Pulimol, thing him.
Corners and everything.
Yeah, so that's
he was actually Emuglo come up like I didn't realize it until AVV, this one, that he was an actual producer. Because like whenever I was like Sinsin go, and then some corners
Mistake.
some mistakes I think okay man. Like me play to play chorus, because of this Sinsin. Like he was
Obviously being brothers,
I want to talk to me. Look at Sinsin, and he was being serious, but me no realize him until I'm serious. No go through now. Me thought me just down in pride. Me told me him talk. So he was being an actual producer.
So how long did AVV take? That whole from that night go through?
must want like in 2 hours or
2 hours.
just 2 hours to finish the.
Seriously, 2 hours. I thought like some days. Oh, sorry, some days.
Demo.
No, just a demo. Okay, so then when it goes from the demo, what's next after that?
Next is mixer.
Mixer.
You mix him song now, master him song now.
So the mixing and mastering takes how long? Just for people to appreciate the process.
I think like when on Nipla line by hard lyric.
Okay.
On long time on producer like it's easy to mix and master a song.
Can be a day or two.
Can be a day or a week.
I think we've seen some like designer, and they usually do this lyrics. They create a song and they get people in behind the scenes, and can take like a whole night, and you see Genre doing all his magic and everything.
Sure.
So it's similar to that. It takes a whole day or night to do that. So then it comes back to this other question, like growing up. What was it like growing up, both of you? And I think my question would be, what is your earliest music memory? So all of you, including Rex as well.
Okay.
What was your earliest musical, like, you came across music and I think your passion for music,
Man, that was a long time ago. Even I was a small child, and my grandmother especially, she used to force us, those Olapun Merilu sa taima. they used to force us. I mean, not force us, like, mind you, like they meant
Get in
good.
trouble with your grandmother.
Nobody should pass away.
Forgive me.
Yeah, but
Every Sunday.
yeah, every Sunday she used to force us to not. I'll use another term, but like, not force, but like she used to take us to church. Now we used to go to church at Sep Pesi Chetaton at Koki, and then every Sundays, like, there was hymns, perovetas, string bands being sung in the church. And like, you wouldn't realize it that time, but like, for my case, that it was slowly, like, building up in my head, like, the sounds, the singing, the lyrics, the words they were singing, like, it manifested in me, I could say. And those were the early childhood days, memories that I had of music. And also taking us to the Virax clan meetings. There's a clan at Kiapara, Virax. So they have a town group here as well. So she used to take us there. We used to listen to these beautiful string bands and perovetas as well.
Wow.
So yeah, that's how I could say that's my earliest childhood memories of music. Yeah.
And Adrian's?
Yeah. Blow me to him.
You were similar.
Because we're brothers.
Because you were both forced. Yeah. Oh, sorry, did I say forced? Yeah, but it's similar.
Similar, but every Sunday, Bampla go item but same song na Bampla singing.
Every Sunday.
Mas Bampla can 1 year.
1 whole year. Goodness. So and Rex, where did yours come through? And I bet you're the older of the three, yeah.
Rex and secret.
Yours was what?
Me and Nova Man Savos and me, since just miss a goal or fellowship or Kiapara clan. One time, Paps na moms joining all or just since all peroveta and all ute.
And I think also there's this other part that, we all grew up. I mean, I'm from Central too. You're from Central.
Yes.
The most unfortunate time in our lives is when there's a passing.
Yes.
And I think that's also where you develop a knack for singing too, because you go and you provide that, the soothing music to the loss and the death. And I think you've taken part. And I've seen a couple of your videos that you're in those, funerals and all of those things. How important is that? So in that time of sorrow when the emotions are very high. Was that also a big part of your training of, in music?
It was a big part. Like, you mentioned, the first time that, like, us boys only, because like at house choirs, in normal central house choirs, you'd see only girls singing.
Yes.
And then our brother, the Veganuts, Eriko Paku, he actually took us to one house choir where we all sat down, only us boys. He started singing, we started backing him up, and then it went on from there. And then we just we learned from that, and then we started singing on our own as well. And now we go to house choirs, like, we've been practicing that over the years. And like, it's good to hear feedback from people like at the house choirs, like, they stand up and they acknowledge us and they say thank you to us to, like, being with them in the time of sorrow. And to hear them cry when we're singing, it's such a blessing to, it's so sad hearing them cry when you're singing. And like, that's the impact of what music can do.
True.
Yeah.
Amazing. You guys mentioned, I asked you about your earliest memory also. And Manuel, for those of you who do not know, and those of you who do know, Manuel writes a column with us called Musical Journey. Manuel has been one of our great contributors on the musical front. And in one of your columns, you mentioned about this challenge of harmonizing amongst the US siblings, where you get it wrong. Just give us a little context on that for those who probably did not read that. What was it like growing up and then you challenge each other to harmonize? And if someone doesn't harmonize well, you ridicule each other.
So, on stage, we still do it sometimes, but early days, both of us, we were listening, because in those days, we used to play cassettes on the stereos. Yeah, so there was a cassette titled Veganuts, and these are like legendary, like aroma artists. So he was the first one that had the songs, and he told me to go into the room with him, and then we played him together that song. And then while we were listening now, and then he was doing his runs vocally, thing. And then he stopped it and he said, "Can you do that run?" And then I started to do it too, but not as perfect as you. Yeah, but then like those challenges, you think, and then we went out singing at Laguna Hotel 1 year, and so the three of us, him, me, and Amini, sometimes Rexy as well. So there was one time when the three of us were singing, Amini, Adi, and I, sitting stop, and then in the middle of it, and then we play harmonize go, and then one block part them, me go tuneless, you think. All to black it up, and look and they were like, "What the hell are you doing?" What the hell are you doing? And then they laughed at me as well. But then like I didn't bother about that. And then over the years we continued to do that. Like when someone gets it wrong on the stage, although both of them might laugh at both of us might laugh at Rexy, or Rexy and Nadi might laugh at me, but we don't see that as like degrading ourselves. But we see that as a challenge.
Challenge, yeah.
And we accept it and we just go with the flow. And that's how the bond is strong as well, like that. Like we are more open with each other. Yeah.
Nice, beautiful. Then I come to this part about, I think everyone who does music, and you go from doing it as a pastime, as a part of your growing up, as a hobby now. And then there also comes a part where when you start to become as good as what you are, you start to get a little incentive from it. People tell you, okay, you come sing here, we'll give you something. So hobby versus earning a living. What is it like? Probably you don't have to give some figures, I know. You don't have to give figures, but like, what is it like? How do you make money? How is it? Is it good money or is it bad money? Or and doing something you love and also making money out of it. What's the feeling about that? Yeah. Adrian?
For me, it's like Mr. Treaty must job me. I can work me so like plenty kind like on the map me on them like
Yeah, hobby.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Plenty challenges, like maybe in fashion, like gigs, like good. It's good money, but plenty time like I'm not sure come one time so.
Yeah. Can you speak a little bit on that? When you say I'm not come, it's because not enough of gigs coming.
Yeah. Not enough. Not enough of gigs coming.
Okay.
So yeah, sometimes we pass away.
Yeah.
Work and then. You too.
Lo triple blow me plan like singing has always been a hobby. It's a pastime. Yeah, and it will always be a hobby until we die. Yeah. The money that came with it, like we didn't know that we would earn from making music or let alone singing. But then money come, the appreciation of that was it was met with hardships over the years. So it was understandable that we got something out of it, you think. But we didn't expect to get money out of singing. It was just a hobby. Yeah, but what Adi said was gigs in PNG are the most income earners for artists. We can say that we put the songs on the platforms and the money will generate from Spotify or any other online platforms. But putting them online, it will take time to generate money. So what artists do it's like when they score gigs and money come to pocket finish. And the more gigs we score, the more money we have in the pocket. That's for artists. Like, some artists might hear this, like, what we're talking about, and they might be, no, I don't get no kind of stuff. But it's an actual fact for, like, artists in PNG. Gigs are the only source of income for artists in PNG. Yeah.
Interesting. So then, it comes to this other point of about, the issue of copyright and royalty. We know that's a very big issue, especially in the digital age. When the moment your song hits a platform, it just goes like that. It's on different search engines, free to air music, radio stations, etc. And I know some radio stations have certain structures in place, like we know PNG FM is really good with that. They're registered with APRA and all those things in terms of royalties. Every time they play a song, something comes through. Whether I'm correct or not, I'm just saying that. And then those are other places where they just play your songs. I don't know about the other arrangement with other radio stations. That's something for, each artist to pursue, but it's also a really tough thing to pursue those who are using your music without it's a tough gig to follow up on that, right? And, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, like you said, you only survive now with gigs. And then I think there are opportunities as well for other things in corporate sense, or corporate events and all of that too. And then creating jingles, I think, for radio and corporate songs and everything, and for products. Just your thoughts on that. Is that a venture that you're looking to as PNG artists?
Right now, like, we're being managed by two very loving and caring people. They care for our branding, they care for Jnr Vigi, they care for us as person, like people, and we're thankful for that. Now Jnr Vigi is on all major online streaming platforms. Our songs are being sold online as well, and we're looking to we're also on APRA, as you mentioned, for the radio playtimes that we have. How long the radio plays it, that's how much we're gonna be earning from the APRA, program. But we're thankful for our managers too, like, shining a light on what we missed over the years. Like, we used to get our music directly, just in one day we used to just upload on YouTube. Lusimol Manarin for free.
And there's song go it now. Gig and
then, like, if you go online to a YouTube platform, Jnr Vigi, it's been there for almost like 10 years now. And then we've been continuously putting out music for free 10 years.
Wow, that's a lot of work. For free.
For free. So, like, like now we're on major online platforms, like, our manager said that, like, this will determine your real fans apart from your fake ones. Is what he said.
That's a big statement.
So, like, the ones that have always been getting for free, like, now they have to pay, and then that's how you will know, like, who are your real fans and, like, who are your fake fans. Because the ones that have been getting it for free, they'll feel entitled to get it for free. You think? And then when you say for them to pay, like in PNG, like, people always want free things.
Unfortunately, true.
No offense, but but, like, as for artists like us, like we mentioned earlier, like, gigs are the only source of income, and, like, to get our songs online, that's a big step for us, and, like, to be earning, like, online, that's much more better than the 10 years that we've been going on like this. So I'd say, like, just go online, support PNG artists. That's all.
You guys hear that? Go online and support this talented group of artists we have here. Very true. Speaking of gigs, I'm aware you're doing is it your first tour? PNG tour?
Yeah, first official EP tour.
EP tour.
Yeah.
Okay. For those who know what EP is, it's extended play. They'll explain what that is, but the tour itself is called Vara Vara.
Yes.
It's 6 songs that are in the EP. What's an extended play? If you could just explain it for the average Joe out there.
So there's 3 of them actually. Singles, you have the singles, the album, and the extended play.
Okay.
So singles, I'm just one, that's all. One song only. The albums you have more than 10, like 15 plus and beyond. But for extended play, it can be less than that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
those are the only differences between singles, albums, and extended play.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. That makes it clear. Yes. So your dates. Where you going to? In what towns? What clubs? All of that, like information.
On the 3rd of May, we'll be traveling up to Leh at Club 99. We'll be performing on the 3rd of May. We'll be backed by Ashivaname, the powerful female singer, Leh. And shout out to Jokema as well for supporting us in that tour as well. And after that, we'll be traveling up to Gorka on the 10th of May. We will be performing at Club Mackenzie. And then on the 17th, we have Kokopo at the Ralum Country Club. And then on the 31st of May, Bambla kan pinisim lo Mosby.
Port Mosby.
Yeah, lo Cosmopolitan.
The Cosmopolitan, huh?
Yes.
All you Mosby guys, huh? You are them. So I know that you mentioned that Port Mosby, the show in Port Mosby will be a little bit interesting. Yeah. What do you mean interesting? Yeah? We're all intrigued to know. Yeah.
Okay.
You can talk.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Shout out to Brother Ofo as well. He'll be supporting us at Gorka and at Kokopo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he'll be the one supporting us there. Yeah. So for the 31st of May at Cosmo, we've decided to do it a little bit different from the usual performance that we do on stage at Cosmo. We're trying to do a we're trying to focus more on the production side of it.
Okay.
Yeah, rather than the music side as well, the production music. So it's gonna be a good show. Just
don't give away too much.
I'm not giving away too much. I'm not gonna give away
Very
too
true.
much.
So as you guys know, please support the Jnr Vigi band. And the guys, get your tickets. Yes, get your tickets. We don't have any idea on the tickets costing, so it still depends on the venues themselves.
So for the late tickets, they're out now.
Okay.
So the late tickets are 60 kina at the 60 kina pre-sold, 80 kina at the gate.
Okay.
Yeah, but the Goroka, Kokopo one, and Cosmo one, they're still yet to be
be released. So as you go towards each concert, the tickets get released.
Yes.
And then the prices also get released. So it's not actually the same price for every venue. It depends on how the arrangements are.
True.
Okay, that's interesting. But please support them. As Emmanuel said, and Adrian and Rex have said, Club 99 Leh, 3rd of May. Club Mackenzie, 10th, Goroka, May. And Ralum Country Club, 17 Kokopo, and of course the grand finale, 31st in Port Moresby at the Cosmopolitan. Awesome stuff. Then let's come back to fans. We spoke about fans. All you loyal fans, where do your fans sit or exist? Who are your big fans? There's this thing about how people love music from the Central Province, and you'll be surprised that a bunch of our Highlands brothers and sisters love it more than even Central people themselves are. What are some of your biggest fans? Do they exist equally around the country, or are some? Because you see them, their reactions when you sing on stage. Who's the one who usually jumps up and tries to pull you down off the stage? Just to share with our viewers. Yeah. Has anyone pulled Rex down? Yeah, no, those are the questions.
They've tried pulling us down, but we're heavy, so.
I can see that, man. So just about your fans,
For our fans, like Central, obviously, there's plenty of Central, fans here in the country. But the most interesting fans that we came across was when we went for this gig at Gorka, at the Gorka Lodge last year, I think. Yeah, people go, and then we were so surprised by the number of people that were singing along to Keapara Topless.
Word for word, huh?
Word for word. And then, I mean, like, obviously you would see one Papua fellow, Papua girl leading all the sun up, they'll sing, and then, like, it's normal. But when you have these other people from other provinces, like, shout out to all the fans.
Yeah.
We love you guys.
Up in the Highlands, huh?
Yeah, up in the Highlands, Lowiwek as well, Lay as well. We love you guys so much. Thank you so much for supporting us since day one. Yeah, so what? Getting back to my story, the Goroka. Tripla Sanap, and then we were singing. And then we started Lavana, and then people were going crazy. They were singing. And then we sang EVV. And then you would be surprised to, like, see, like, people not from your own place singing your own topless. Like, that's just a blessing in disguise. Like, word for word. I'm not sure if they understood what they were saying, but, like, the way they were saying it was just like all pilim lobuni thing. And then we also went up to Lane, the music club, and then I'm not sure if he's gonna be watching. We don't know him as well, like, personally, but like, there was one guy, he came to the front of the stage, and mind you, like, in the club, so maybe like, he had a few to drink, so, like,
they all do.
This was one experience that I will never forget. I will never forget, because Semkam, he kneeled down at the front of the stage with his hands spread out wide, and then they were like, you could see that, like, he could feel the emotion.
Very true.
So he was putting his head up while kneeling down with his arms, like, spread out wide. He was crying.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was not a central, like, a central guy.
True.
It was like, another guy from a different province, and it was like, it was really surprising to see.
I think that comes back to the power of music and what it does. It transcends and goes beyond boundaries, tribes, cultures, borders too as well. And then also, like, it brings me to that part about your songs and your lyrics and the choice of words, because I've noticed that now on your platforms, your official platforms, you also provide interpretations. Obviously, because of the very thing we spoke about, that central topless, Keapara topless. You also sing a couple of Motuin songs and all of that, the languages. What comes through in the creative process? Who is the brains behind it, or is it a shared brain? Or is there one big brain among all of them? I mean, people would like to know, where does the inspiration come from?
It's a shared thing. Trian will elaborate.
Yes.
Ilayan.
It's important to just, like, express that.
Rex mine.
No.
So the thought and process behind the songwriting. They give us the story, the clients. They give us the story, and then we break that story down into the lyrics that they want to write the song in, like the topless, the language. Obviously, we don't speak Motu. I mean, not obviously, but we do not speak Motu.
We're just singing
We're just singing it. And then, like, the feedback that we get, it's good. It's amazing. But the people that help us are mainly our dad in translating the Motuin verses. Now our auntie is married to an opera as well.
Now managers as well.
And our managers as well. But Keapara topless, there's simple terms and there's also Tumbuna terms. Simple and Tumbuna. So what we do is, like, we don't usually write the words that, like, the current generation is using, like the more simple ones. We go back to like, we ask our mom sometimes, like, can you translate this word for us, like, in Keapara topless? So we don't use the simple terms, but we use the, like, the the ones that the tumbuna, the old people used. Kapa, topless, yeah. And we try to put ourselves into the shoes of those clients. Like, if Mane Okusintindo, let's say, for example, Maria, like, that girl broke his heart. And then, like, in order for us to, like, sing with the right emotion, we have to put ourselves in the shoes of that guy and to picture ourselves feeling what he's feeling and what he's going through in order for us to write the lyrics and also sing the song. Yeah, that's the thought process of how we go about writing songs.
Interesting. Very interesting way of looking at it. And then, of course, within some of your songs, there's like some little bit talk piece in it from time to time. Or yeah. And probably people are wondering, when will Jnr Vigi sing a song from another talk place, or one of those Highland stock place? Or is that in the pipeline, or is it something that you're yet to get out of?
What we are doing right now.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Sneak peek, guys! Sneak peek. Yeah, I managed to get that out of them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how called Trim Law, Sintin Law, Pigeon.
Okay.
And some other
mystery
places.
stock places. Don't give it away. Yeah. So, but it's from other parts of the country. Yeah. Wow. And it's interesting because when you say clients sending you, these are people who have stories that they want to tell with you and hope that you write a song out of it.
Yeah.
And that's nice because we don't usually hear that from the music creative process. There are songwriters we know, but if these are individuals sharing their stories, and I think that's a wonderful way of putting out a story and being shared by someone who actually experienced it. So most of your songs are life experiences. Wow, interesting. Yeah. So then, coming back to fans and now the conversation about fans, will you have a message to all your fans, a special one? Like I've been asking questions, but this message should be to your fans, all the people who love you, hate you, everything, together. What would be each one of your message to every one of them, Rex included? He's been talking today a lot.
Thank you for supporting us all throughout the years, and we hope you support us again in the coming month ahead on May when we go for a tour.
Good?
No,
Your special message? Can look at the fans?
Yeah. Special message to me, the fans, but to the up and coming artists or producers as well. If you start to school or you work start now you thinking to making music, just don't focus or work school good for future, but you can find him good for work now stop, look out the family. Yeah.
Oh, that's a powerful message. Yeah.
That's my message to
Rex? For your concert,
Yeah, thank you, lo. Get fans, lo. Support people. But continue, lo. Amas players, people stop go one time, people finish. Lucy ground, or
hopefully not yet.
Yeah, thank you too much, lo. Support people.
Yeah. And there you have it. Our friends from Jnr Vigi, our up and coming artists, and I'd also like to say they were artist of the year. In year
2022?
2022 at the PNG Yumi FM Music Awards. A big achievement, and that's the pinnacle of music industry awards in Papua New Guinea as a whole. So they've done it, they've seen it, and they've more to do and see as well So let's all support them, and I hope you all show up at the concert.
Yes.
But keep on watching the space, and they have pages on Facebook, they have YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, and they're also on other live streaming platforms. You can get their music, support their music by buying the music.
Yes.
Ensure to buy it, please, because this is not an easy thing to do, and it takes a lot of hardworking hours and everything. And for some of them, they have also jobs too as well. Papua New Guinean musicians are not fully 100%. There are those who are becoming very successful at that. And these are some of the artists that I think this group of gentlemen are also learning from as well. And all of us can learn from that creative process. So anyways, thank you so much, gents. I think they will sign off with us with something special. And you just catch that later on as we close off the podcast. Thank you so much, as they did when we opened up. Thank you.
Marine Yemula Marino Aroera na Alina Veganuts Onoripa Alkueve Walavina Oipararia Mumonana Veraramani Bono Vaya Amor Veneao Pevera Wali Oh 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 Veneao Pevera Wali Oh 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 Veneao Pevera Wali